Hey guys, and welcome to Cars and Couches. Today, me, Zepp, and Steve are going to be discussing the 2018 Mustang GT. Really, the first thing I want to talk about is the exterior, because this is the first time that Ford has made a revision to the S550 since 2015. What do you guys think about the new way it looks?
It looks like a fish.
A fish?
A fish.
Yeah, definitely fish. What do you mean by what do you mean by it looks like a fish?
The headlights, they changed up. They're droopy now. It looks like a carp or catfish or something like that. I mean, the original S550 was a little bit like that, but it was a lot more edgy.
Yeah,
it looks a lot better than the 18 does.
Not as carpy.
So the 15 to 17 is a little bit more edgy than. What do you guys think about the 2018? Does it look sportier? Does it look less muscle?
Yeah.
It looks like a pedestrian ramp.
Yeah.
Honestly, because the hood is so sloped, pedestrian, boom, just flies right in the air.
Exactly.
You didn't even hit
European
them.
standards, right?
Yeah.
So right, because they did put a new hood on it. They do got a new front fascia. They even changed the tail lights a little bit. They got rid of white, and you can't get grabber blue on it anymore. So that's.
What do you mean? White and grabber blue are available or not available?
You can't get white or grabber blue anymore.
What do you mean?
It's not even my fault.
I don't care.
White's a great color.
You're going to tell me that they stopped doing white and grabber blue?
Yes.
Okay, white alone on the S550 looks amazing. And everyone can attest to that. Then grabber blue, one of the most iconic Mustang colors.
It's probably not one of Ford's greatest decisions, but look what they did to the headlights. But I do got to say this, all in all, the first time that I actually ever saw the 2018 Mustang, being the fact that I own the 16 Mustang and so do you, that I like the way mine looks. When I originally saw the 18 Mustang, I was kind of turned off by it. I really didn't like it, but I've actually kind of been falling in love with it more and more. And I feel like the same way that we felt when we went from the S197 to S550, everybody was saying, "Oh, we don't like the way that looks," but now I like the S550 way more than I like the S197. And so what happens we start liking the new 18 S550 more than we actually like the 2015 or 2017? You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't like the S550 when it first came out, but now it grew on me a lot. But even with this 2018, I don't think I'm going to grow as attached to it as the 15 to 17 ones, because it just does not look as good, especially since I have something to reference to. And the S550 was never meant about being a muscle car. It has totally sport car looks. That's just it.
See, but I'm not complaining about that. I kind of like that. Yeah, Mustang's a pony car, but I kind of do like that they're going more towards that sporty side, and I'm excited to see what Ford is going to end up doing in the future with it too. But let's talk about the inside. So the interior of the car, it's kind of cool. I'm sure you guys heard that they now have a 12-inch LCD cluster, so you're not going to have a analogous tach and speedo anymore. It's digital, and you can change the speed gauges, and I think that's really cool, and especially that they're putting that in a muscle car.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, the only thing I don't like about what we have right now in the 16s and the 15, 17 is the fact that we can't have miles per hour anywhere digitally. Because I mean,
we get trip fuel, we get
everything else, gauges, air. I mean, inlet, air temperature, everything. Can I just get MPH somewhere on there? Just anywhere, Can
we have the ability?
Can you
guys release an update so I can actually see how fast I'm going? Because
but you know what? It comes the Challenger and Camaro have it, but we all know why the Mustang didn't have it.
What's that?
Because you really don't want to know how fast you're going. Because you'll get scared if you know how fast you're going.
If you're driving a Mustang.
Especially with that new, with the new Mustang. I mean, the LCD is cool, but honestly, the interior, what else? They got a few different options now.
So the other thing that they did with the interior, I think they also offer this carbon sport package that you can get, and I think it gives you a few trim pieces where you're going to get, I guess carbon fiber on the shift knob, and probably going to be somewhere on the dash, kind of like the performance package in the 15 to the 17. I don't know how much it's going to cost or how much that option is, but I don't know if I would pay for something like that. You can also get inserts, I think, on the seats, so you do get a chance to change the color around a little bit in there, and so that's cool. But other than that, I mean, the interior's pretty much the same.
Okay, that carbon package, is it real carbon fiber?
Or is it tape?
Or is it tape? Or plastic or wrap or whatever you want to call it? Do you know?
I do not.
Zeb, do you know how much it costs?
I'm guessing, $2 grand, 1950 for it.
If that's for a classic, they can
That's a,
keep
yeah.
it.
That,
I feel like what they would have
If
to
it's
do
called
is, I feel
carbon,
like
it's gotta be real.
Yeah, it's gotta
It's gotta
be.
be real.
There's no way that they wouldn't, and there's no way. I'm assuming that they're going to make a package out of it. Like, what are they going to do? Let's say it was.
Here's a tape package for.
Here's a tape package for
even
$3,000.
even if it's
they wouldn't even
200,
refer
right?
to it as a package.
Yeah, they would just.
If it was just going to be tape.
It would just come standard. Let's say like the old performance. When you got a performance pack, right? They gave you that carbon looking dash. It wasn't carbon fiber. They just came with it. There was an extra carbon package. But even if
like
your Civic at 2013 Civic SI, Honda did it first.
Tape.
Okay, tape. But let's talk about this. What is that carbon package weight reduction going to be?
10 pounds.
What's your shift knob weight?
No.
Maybe, well, what are you talking about? Oh, how heavy is plastic compared to carbon fiber? It's not that much heavier.
No.
I mean,
your shift knob? What is it? It's a little
at that point, you just unscrew your shift knob and throw it out. If that was the weight difference, then I'm going from a carbon fiber shift knob to a non-carbon fiber shift. At that point, I'm just gonna unscrew it. If that's what if I'm worried about like a few a quarter pound,
13 ounces,
the weight of a fig Newton.
Yeah,
but let's
then throw away like your backpack, all the stuff you're gonna keep in your car because that's adding more weight.
Get rid of your can of Fix-A-Flat. Then
there you go.
Some weight reduction.
That's true.
At that point, it's not worth it to spend money on that.
I don't even want to talk about that. Let's move on to something more exciting.
So yeah, let's talk about like the best part about this. The most important part is the performance. So 460 horsepower at the crank, 420 foot-pounds of torque, giving it a 0 to 60 in less than 4 seconds. I think 3.9. That's albeit in the 10-speed automatic.
Right.
That's fast.
That is fast, but that's also
fast. That's under 4 seconds, 0 to 60 on the Mustang. That's faster than our car.
It's a fast stock car.
Yeah,
it is.
But that test was also done on a drag strip, which a lot better road conditions on a nice 70-degree weather day, and probably had the summer tires on it. So
yeah, but that's proportional. That's the same. You think when they tested the 4.5 seconds 0 to 60 on the 15 to 17 S550, they probably did it in the exact same conditions. So
that's
really,
what every
all in all,
manufacturer does.
The game changer.
It's faster.
What's the game changer?
Now, here's another thing that they did. They did bore out. I think they went from 92 to 93 millimeters. For the bore. So they did bore it out, and I think it added an additional like 80 cc's to the engine.
Yeah. So with that bore, they did 80 cc's in displacement, a little bit more. So the power, that's a factor to it. They also do direct and port injection, so 16 injectors at all, and they have a point more in compression. And they have bigger valves. I mean, revised heads. They've done all this stuff to a Gen 3 Coyote.
It just performs way better.
Yeah.
And so even the transmission too. When you do get that 10-speed auto, you get the dual clutch.
No. It's a single clutch transmission.
Yes.
They just have 10 speeds and 10 really speeds. Short ratios.
Yep.
So that's why it shifts so fast.
But the MT82 has a twin disc, right?
Yes.
Twin disc upgrade.
MT82 has been updated with a twin disc clutch and a revised flywheel. So I'm guessing it's maybe a pound lighter.
Yeah. It'll feel a little different.
So we know that.
Probably not.
So we know that the 0 to 60 on the 10-speed automatic. That's it's under
faster.
4. It's under 4
That's
seconds.
what did it. It's the 10-speed that did it.
So
honestly,
that's the only thing.
So then. Does that mean that if you get the manual transmission in this car that it's really not going to have a faster 0 to 60? I mean, it's got more horsepower.
It's going to be faster, but we're looking at about 4.2, 4.3, 0 to 60 instead of 4.5 of the old Mustang.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge difference, in that realm. It's literally just the horsepower and the torque difference that's making it go a little faster.
Right. So now, and that's what we see on paper. But I know you did some research. I kind of want to ask you about that. So, realistically speaking, what are we talking about when they put this on the dyno? Like, what numbers are we seeing? How can it be tuned yet? Like, what's going on?
Okay. So there's a lot of misunderstanding out there that people get excited, and I got excited too when I first saw these dyno numbers. But I did a little bit of research, and I actually ended up calling some companies and getting some information. And most of the online videos right now for the 2018 Mustang dynos are all done on a DynoJet. On the channel, there's another video about explaining the differences between DynoJet, Mustang Dyno, and Dynapack. So we all know the Mustang dyno reads the lowest because it adds load to the dyno numbers.
Right.
So all these online videos are reading high. So the old number on the S550 15 to 17 was around 380 to 384 wheel. Now these are numbers on the Mustang dyno. On the dyno jet, the 18 is getting, again, dyno jet, not a Mustang dyno, the 18 is getting anywhere from 415 to 437. That is on a dyno jet, so it's reading high. If we bring those numbers to a Mustang dyno number, we're looking at
where's it going to be?
About 400. 4 to 405 wheel horsepower. So that's still a 20 horsepower difference
at the wheels.
At the wheels, which is significant. Well, it's definitely significant, and it does make sense because 25 horsepower gain. We're looking maybe less. We're looking at maybe it's 395. I feel like would be a safe number to say at the wheels on a Mustang dyno for the 18, which would make sense.
I'm curious about this now. So, do you think that? I mean, I feel like it would have to be. The car is bored out. It's got all these upgrades to it. Do you think that the 18S550 is going to have more potential with full, if you were to do a full naturally aspirated bolt-on build, does this have more potential?
Yes.
And the MT82 18 GT does what on a Mustang dyno?
On a Mustang dyno, we're looking at about 395 to 400.
Okay. So if you do an intake and a tune on an 18, what kind of numbers would you get? Because I was thinking, because it's got the dual injection.
You're thinking a lot more, right?
All this other kind of stuff. I mean, so much has been done as an engine. It should read pretty good numbers.
But out there, as of right now, tuners are only getting about 8 to 10 wheel, which is sad because that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
How is it better? But then when you tune it, you're right where the old S5, the first gen, let's call it S550 is, the 15, 17. How is that possible?
I feel like there's got to be something wrong there.
Something that's happening with the tuning.
There's no way that I feel like the 2018. There's no way that car would not have more potential. So whatever's out there for tuning, whatever. I just feel like no matter what, if you were to do the exact same tune and the exact same setup that you would do on a 15 to 17 model and do the exact same thing to a 2018. You got to get more horsepower.
You have to get more.
Right. But they're reading less.
Now, I guess
they're reading about the same.
About the same.
But which tuners are just getting into it. But I mean, we were hoping for an improvement of at least 20 wheel. So let's say I got 412. We're looking at 432, which would make more sense on an 18, right? But they're getting about the same results as the old, the Gen 2 Coyote.
Right. So then let's.
But it already has upgrades. People with old S550s will do, as in like internals, like higher compression.
Yeah, I mean it's already it's kind of doesn't make sense.
And I know it has 2 more knock sensors, so tuners should be able to dial in on the spark timing hardcore. So that's really weird.
Yeah.
So then here's what I want to ask now, for the average consumer, people that are looking in the market, or even for both of us, where we both actually own 2016 GT Premium, Mustangs. You go to a dealership. Do you buy the 2018? Do you swap up, when your lease is up, do you go and swap out and get the 2018 Mustang, or do you stay with the 15 to 17 S550? Is it worth the extra money then at that point? I mean, chances are, I feel like no matter what, in the end, the 18 is going to end up having more potential. It's got to. There's no way that a car could be bored out, could have all those upgrades, and then in the end, with the same exact modifications, not be faster than the 15 to 17. So I feel like no matter what, in the end, it will. But is that going to be worth the difference in price? Like, let's say it's going to be $10,000. So you go into the dealership yourself. Are you going to switch out your 16 for an 18?
So let's talk numbers, because numbers don't lie. Okay. MSRP on my car is $39,000 premium, right? $39,000. The new Mustang, if you get the same options as I do,
like the equivalent to what you would have, the
equivalent of what I have in my 16, you're looking at about $43,000 MSRP. So, let's say I go back with my car and I want to get an 18. I think that the difference in money is not worth, even let's say you get an extra 20 wheel from the 18 with full bolt-on mods, I don't think it's worth the extra $5,000 or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? $5,000 can get you a long way.
Okay.
I'll boost my car before I get
so that's
you can get a
so that's for you. So that's for you who already owns a 15 to 17. Let's say you're actually going to buy a Mustang tomorrow. You have a choice between getting a 17, or you have a choice of getting
An 18, because they're both on the
18.
lot right now, brand new.
So which one would you buy?
For someone who doesn't have a Mustang,
For
just
someone
knowing what I
for somebody
know,
who doesn't own it.
yeah, just knowing what I know and how I look at the cars and how much I like them, I would still get a 15 to 17. I would get the 17, just because.
They probably have some killer
Like
deals for
other
those right now.
things, other things I think about the dual injection. Those are 8 more parts to break.
It's just riskier.
It to me, yeah, more parts equal more stuff breaking. I mean, that's why so many people still stick to small block Chevys when they're making a race car, because you got so few moving parts.
Yeah, but you know what? All I know in the end, even if you're going to say that, having a 16 Mustang, I'm not going to go trade it out for an 18. And if you were to say, I mean, how do you feel about that? If you were new into the market, Steve said he would still go and get the 15 to 17 S550. What would you do if you did not own a Mustang right now? Would you consider the 18, or would you pick the 15 to 17 model?
If I was planning on doing work to the car, I would pick a 15 to 17 because I could go fast now.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was just a stock warrior, and I just wanted something fast stock, not have to worry about anything, then I would get a 18. However, one thing that we left out is the dual motor exhaust they have now, which is great for stock warriors. However, if I buy an 18, that thing's coming right off.
Why?
Because I need a loud.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Louder.
you still make
It
it
needs to
loud.
be even louder. Yeah,
It needs to be louder.
So then it doesn't even
Yeah.
matter that it's being put on there.
Yeah, you're just gonna take it off. You're gonna spend the extra money.
I do
to-
gotta say this
Still
though.
put on
Let's be
cutouts.
honest with ourselves. I mean, you said that you feel that way. You said you feel the exact same way. To be quite honest, chances are, I always like to have like the newest of the new. Even
You like
if,
the upgrade.
Even I do like upgrades, and not saying that I don't really like my 16. In fact, I think the 16 is the best out of the 15 to the 17 models, because we have
16 is
the
the best.
turn signals
On the hood.
hood, and they never put those back. Not even on the 2018. But
Yeah,
who cares?
it doesn't matter if one of them doesn't. You don't even see it. It
Right.
matters that they're there.
Yeah, you just want to
You
know
just
that
wanna
you
have
have
that.
it.
Yeah.
So I guess what I would say is I myself, I actually probably would buy the 2018 if I didn't own a Mustang right now, just because I want to be different. I want to have what's new. I think it's cool. I think it's cool to have that new gauge. I think it's cool to have the new look, and I think it's cool to have the new power right from the get-go. And you know what? Chances are, maybe there are going to be better upgrades out there. You are going to get more potential on the end. So I would buy it myself. And I think what we can all agree on is chances are Ford's going to sell a lot of these.
Yeah, no matter what, Ford knows what people want.
You know what I think though? You're going to get a 10-speed.
I wouldn't get the 10 speed.
Oh my God.
No, listen, you got to
No,
stay
you're
manual.
gonna
I'm
do
staying
it.
manual.
Are you
Listen,
sure about that?
Yes.
Because I could see you being one of those Hellcat warriors with the automatic. Because it's
Hellcat warriors.
faster.
No, absolutely
yeah.
not. No,
That's the only reason.
I'm happy that I drive manual. I'll probably always stay manual, but all in all, I guess what I'm really excited to see, considering that for all these years that the Mustang's been around, let's say you're talking about Fox body to the new Edge, and then to the S197. They made a few changes with the S197 from 2005 all the way up until
14.
Yeah. And then they had all these changes every single, and then when they came out with the S550, every single model that came out before it, they all look different from each other. And then when they made a difference, a change in the S550, it still looks like the S550. Where do you think that the company is going to go from there? Do you think the cars are ever going to change a look so, drastically that it's going to look like a whole new model? Or do you think that it's always going to center around with the way that the S550 looks now, long hood, fastback, that streamlined look?
Well, Mustangs have to embody a Mustang in some way or another. I mean, that's been consistent with even the taillights on all Mustangs. But as far as the future, say like 2021, which is the kind of expected new body style, you're probably going to get something similar to what like the 16, 17, 18 Mustang concepts were. So, I mean, they looked kind of like a blend. Some look like a blend between a 350Z and a Mustang. Some look like Aston Martin.
I would
and a
dig that.
Mustang. It looks awesome.
I wouldn't be upset.
I wouldn't
But-
be upset.
Right. And they're just still, as Ford has always done, go with technology, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to go with the times. Whereas you see,
But they and you know what?
Look
They,
retro.
and you know what? But they do a good job at that.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I'm happy that Ford does that. And I guess what I could say in the end, the Ford Mustang is an awesome car, and I'm excited to see whatever they have to do with it. And I'm really excited to see more 2018s on the road. So, at this point, you have a choice. If you're looking to buy a Mustang, get a S550 15 to 17, get a 2018. Just get a Mustang because they're awesome. And, that's why I'm driving one myself. But that's what I feel about that.
Honestly, I think they're going to bring the notch back.
No,
The notch back. We all like that.
91 notch back.
Yeah, we're gonna. I feel like what's gonna happen is we're gonna start drastically digressing. So, guys, final opinions on the 2018 Mustang GT. What do you guys think?
Well, overall, they made good changes, like to the engine and everything else like that. I don't like the look of it, but that's just me. But it's a great car, especially in the automatic, just to go to the track, have fun, beat a lot of people just as it is in stock form. And, of course, as a Mustang, it's always just a nice car to have. So, I wouldn't choose it personally, but to a lot of people, it really appeals to.
Honestly, I expected more out of the engine because that 5.0 has been around for so long that I thought there was going to be a change in that, like something more drastic. And really what makes this car faster is the 10-speed. That's it. There's such a small difference with the MT82, V8. It's 25 horsepower, big deal. It came a long way since the 5.0 came out. But in all honesty, Ford's doing a great job. The car's going to sell, but I'm not interested.
Right. So I guess, I feel the exact same way. Chances are I wouldn't go to the dealership and trade my 16 in for an 18. I guess if I was new to the market, maybe I would. Yeah, maybe I would get the 2018 because I want what's new and I want to be part of that Mustang culture. I want to be there and get what's being offered at the time by Ford for the Mustang. But all in all, I can say that the Mustang's a great car and you can never be upset when you get one. So, in closing, 2018 Mustang is a great car. Guys, we appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys like our channel, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you guys all again soon. So, thanks.
See ya.
Bye.